Hi, this is Jeff Locklear with H&H Color Lab, and this is our introductory video into our new software, hhschools. What I want to accomplish with this first set of videos is to introduce you to where the tools are located in hhschools as compared to where they were in eZevent 8, so you'll be able to make an easy transition from one piece of software to the next. Please keep in mind that the tool set that's in hhschools is very much the same thing that you were used to in eZevent 8. Obviously, they're just in different places. We've done some things to try to improve the workflow, the speed of the software. The interface is a little bit more user customizable now, so that hopefully it'll meet your needs as far as how you like to work. So we want to be sure and cover where everything is so that there's no confusion as far as that's concerned. The other thing that I want to emphasize is hhschools is a different piece of software from eZevent 8. Obviously, one of the big features now is it is cross-platform, as you can now use it on a Mac or a PC. And you can see I'm currently running the most current version of the OS, which is Mavericks. So all of the folks that have been clamoring to have it on their Macs, they can do that now, and everybody else that's using PCs, it works on PCs also. So because of that change that we've made, there's one thing that you won't be able to do is you cannot transfer a project that's in eZevent 8 to hhschools. So we ask that you go ahead and finish out the projects you currently have in eZevent 8 and start all your new ones after you've done your thorough testing with hhschools. So let's go ahead and take a look at some things and get started with the software. So we'll go ahead and open it up. And the first thing I want to cover is just your basic system configuration setup. So we'll go into our setup menu and into system configuration. And the configuration itself is similar to what you saw in eZevent 8. There's just fewer things here that you have to mess with. The first thing that you'll see right at the very top is your project images and data folder. By default, that's going to be located on your C drive or your main drive on your computer. And that the H&H folder itself is located on the Mac in your Documents folder. Within that H&H folder is your hhschools folder. You'll see Easy Sports if you have that installed, and also Easy Suite. If you're working on a PC, it's in your Public Documents folder under hh Color Lab. You'll see those folders located in there. So by default, that's where your project images and data folder is located, which is perfectly fine for you to put it there. But we've made the software, one of the big features, we've added network capability. Now what this means is with hhschools and also with eZevent 8, you have the ability to put your high-res images in your data folder on a different drive other than the local drive itself. The advantage now with hhschools is any workstation within the studio that's connected to the network, you can set your project images and data folder to one location, and you'll be able to see all of the projects that anybody's working on in the studio and gain access to them from each of the different workstations. Another big advantage is if I'm working on a project, say Center High School, and I'm editing it, whatever, and somebody else needs to look at that project because they've received a phone call from a mom, they'll actually be able to open up that project that I'm working on, and they'll see that the project is locked, but they can at least go into it and look to see if somebody's name is spelled correct, if they have the right package, that sort of thing. They can't modify it in any way, shape, or form because it's locked by me because I opened it up first and I'm doing work within it. So that's a huge advantage, particularly for the studio workers that need to get in and look at projects and answer questions for customers. So it's network capable. It's a very simple form of networking where we've just made it so that you can access the project images and data folder from any workstation within the studio itself. The other things you'll need to set up on this are your order destination folder, By default, again, it puts it within that hhschools folder. You can leave it there, or you can put it out on the network, whatever works best for y'all. There's a backup default folder. We always recommend that that backup folder be put somewhere other than where the high-res images are, so that you have them in two separate locations in case anything were to happen. And then there's your image editing software, which it will automatically locate for you, and you can reset it if you need to. The other three options you'll see is use package history functionality. We'll cover that a little bit later in another portion of the videos. Temporary student ID card warning, and then also the checkbox if you want to use our high-res preload option, which I highly recommend for your school-type projects. It's a great workflow tool to speed up all of the post work that you do to a project. So that's your basic system configuration that you'll need to set up. It's very much the same as what you saw in eZevent 8. The other thing you'll see, you have a Manage Packages link on the left, Manage Projects, Manage Orders. So once you've created orders, you can access them there. If we go under the Projects menu option at the top, we have very much the same options, Manage Packages, Manage Projects. Here's your Pre-Upload All Projects option. So if you have a lot of projects that are ready to be pre-uploaded because you've set them for high-res preload, this is where you can individually select them or select them all to start an upload. Let's say if you wanted to do that after hours, not while you're working during the course of the day when maybe your network connection is overloaded to begin with. You can restore projects from this location, which would be a backup. You can still merge projects. You can do a backup of all your projects, and that's a low-res backup. And then you have Manage Orders, and then also here's an option for Upload Order. And this is a new feature that you'll need to be familiar with. We have the uploader built into the software just like you have in eZSuite and also in eZSports. So if it suits your workflow to upload your projects, your order file, right after you've created them, you can do that. Or you can select to upload them at a later time when it's more convenient for your studio workflow. Under the Tools menu is your Quick Scanner download option. So if you wanted to download your scanner data and save it out because you need to get your scanner back into use, you can do that also. So a lot of these options at the top are the same thing that you're used to in the previous version, which would be eZevent 8. So we'll go ahead and move on into some of the other areas of the software here in just a moment.